I'm Brianna O'Hara and I live in Santa Monica, California, and I'm a model. I was a model, and now I'm sort of in between careers. I live in a house with three other girls. It's a converted warehouse, and we're all aspiring people. Kate is going to be a scriptwriter. Lacey is an actress. Dawn is a director. And then there's me, the model. And I was discovered at the mall. It's pretty common. I was there with my friends hunting for bargains, and I ended up running into a tall, handsome man in a slim-fitting suit. And he handed me a card for Model House Incorporated. And so I signed up for the agency the next day, and I paid to have professional headshots taken. And I was really excited. I was going to be on the catwalk. I was going to do some commercials. I was going to end up on TV like Tyra Banks. And I went to go-sees in Los Angeles. Time and time again, I went, and I was rejected. I wasn't tall enough for high fashion. I wasn't thin enough for the catwalk. And I was too angular for catalog work. It was pretty depressing. Everyone said that I was beautiful, but the rejections were wearing on me, so I stopped eating bread in the hopes of losing more weight. It made my cheekbones sharper. It didn't help me book gigs. On my 10th rejection in 2 weeks, I met Candace. She was smoking cigarettes outside of the fashion house that rejected me, so she offered me a cigarette. I declined, leaning against the wall next to her. I'm gonna give up, I confessed. Maybe go into acting instead. Why work at all, she said. For the money, I replied, annoyed. My bills are piling up. She shrugged and stubbed out her cigarette. Honey, all you need is a man with money. Come with me to this party in the hills. We'll get you a rich man. He'll pay your bills. All you gotta do is stroke their egos, and you can marry their money. So I went home with her card, burning a hole in my pocket. I wasn't going to call until I got home and saw the stack of overdue bills glaring at me from the mailbox. Biting my lip, swallowing my pride, I picked my most expensive dress out of the closet and borrowed a pair of extra high heels. I met Candace at a sprawling mansion. The party was in full swing. At the door, invitations were being checked. Candace shrugged at the bodyguard and said, "We're hot. They'll want us here." And so we spent the evening flirting. I had drinks with handsome men. I danced with them. I flirted and flattered them. And soon I actually had a few numbers. And Candace and I laughed in the bathroom, drunk on the champagne and our success. We left with promises to meet up with various men. And in the morning, I was sure I hadn't made a mistake when one of the dudes called me. When I said that I couldn't afford to go out because I was behind on rent, he said he'd pay it. So we went out, and he was nice. I'll call him Gary. He paid all my bills off in one shot. We dated for months. We had nothing in common, though. He was pretty boring. I had to drink caffeine to stay in a conversation with him about investments or whatever he was into. I didn't really care as long as he footed the bill. When I had a few bad investments and couldn't pay my rent, I dumped him. And so I went to another party. I met Gary, another Gary, I mean. Made him care, made him pay for me. It was exciting to think that I could use them to get what I needed. It was also wearing on me, though. I had to keep up with my hair and my makeup, and I had to be beautiful all the time. My fifth Gary was my last. He was tall, slim, handsome, interesting. We clicked. For once, I wanted to go on dates just to get to know him, and I was forcibly reminded that, what it was like to actually care about the guy that I was in a relationship with. We had something real, and he wanted to marry me, actually. I was wonderfully charmed by him and his family, and it didn't hurt that he was rich, and he was desirable. I would have married him if he had nothing, probably. I loved him with all of my heart, actually. But my past caught up to me. We met Candace outside of the rehearsal dinner venue. She stood there, hugging her elbow and smoking, and she grinned when she saw me. "Finally got the gold, did you? I knew you could do it, girl," she shouted. My fiancé pulled her aside, and so I tried to go with them. He stopped me. He spoke to Candace. Candace, who I had never mentioned to him. Candace, who had gotten me into gold digging. They came back, and Candace looked sorry, and I'm sure I looked sorrier. I told him what you are, Candace said. My fiancé left me. I guess I could always go back to modeling.